Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be joining us. It is the final race of the week for round 13 racing action, and my name is Striffium. And joining me here in Canada is my dear friend and fellow Canadian, Mr. Gazieg. How are you doing this evening? It's Spa once again.
Yep, once again, just like last night, it should be another very exciting race. The Misfits Racing League. Very happy to be here in the booth with you once again.
19 turns of intensity around Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, here for the Belgian Grand Prix, it is a very iconic and unique circuit, to say the least. So much has happened here through the history of Formula One, and it is our 13th round of 18. Of course, we look next week to the Netherlands. Following that, we go to Shanghai, then through to Suzuka. Following that, Abu Dhabi for the penultimate round, and then the grand finale in Brazil. Just like last season, we wrap things up in Brazil. Great circuit, and the drivers, well, they're going to do some great battle there. I am sure of it. Now, we take a look at the standings. I can confirm, and I am happy to say, and it's all Gazieg's doing, I'm sure. Cody Lawrence has officially joined the grid in a full-time capacity. He is racing in a Red Bull, and that, of course, befits him very well, considering he's a great Checo Perez fan. And he is leading this championship, Gazieg, officially now. Okay?
Yeah, nothing you can say about it
now.
anymore.
Now you and me can't get into any debate. Cody Lawrence is officially leading this championship. He has been instated full-time, and that has set him 30 points ahead of Rhapsody in this championship. Rhapsody, of course, was leading the championship officially up until this point, and now it's 2 and 3 for the Mercedes compatriots, Rhapsody and Maxim B. Of course, we have Graz there in fourth, trailing Maxim by a very tight margin. Gabazim there fifth with 64 points. He has Mew Mew behind him, 3 shy. Then you have Gabix G, Disco, Fluffy Dave, and Wada Patowski rounding out the top 10 here in the standings. It's Mercedes, Williams, and Ferrari, the top 3 here in the constructors for America's Tier 1 here in the 13th round. And with that, Gazi, we're just about ready and set to jump into 18 minutes of qualifying action here in Belgium. And with that, of course, we get a roll of the dice once we get into action. Once we get an idea of the weather, I'm sure there's either going to be a big, big sigh or a big sigh of relief. Either way, there's going to be a sigh, because we may just see some rain. We've already seen some rain some of the sessions this week, and well, the Tier 1 America's grid is due for some rain. The roll of the dice will bring us, as we have the dynamic weather setting ahead of this 18-minute qualifying 22-lap campaign.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into this. I'm hoping, as much as I love the rain, I'm hoping it's another dry race so we can see some close battling, like we saw in Tier 1 earlier. We're
Managed to
loading in
catch a
now.
bit of that race. It was quite an interesting race.
You like the commentary?
Always. Absolutely.
It was an exciting race. Jeffrey Ritchie won it by a very large margin.
Big shout out to Jeffrey Ritchie picking up wins, and I believe he's leading that here by a good chunk of points now. Correct? 20 drivers with us this evening. Let's take a look. As the 18 minutes count down, we have some overcast conditions here. But with us this evening, we have, of course, at Mercedes, Maxim B. Following that, we have Henners this evening in a reserve capacity over at Williams. We saw him last night. He had an up and down race. And we had Gabizim here with us in the McLaren medium compound tires for him. Mew Mew is in the Alpine. Dago, of course, for Alfa Romeo. We have Major Castleman here with us this evening as well. He's actually in the McLaren this evening. Fluffy Dave and combined YouTuber here in reserve capacity. We have Sales over at Ferrari with Meaty in the Aston Martin. Not only that, we have Jacob in the partnering Alpine. Lewis Hamilton first out of the pit lane here, coming through Lacombe out of the Kemmel Straight, and he will be the first driver to potentially set a lap. We go further down the tower, we have Sidewinder 303 and Cody Lawrence on full-time debut, if you will, but can't necessarily call it a debut when you're leading the championship coming into things, Gauzy Egg. Yeah, Santa Goat, of course, in the Alpha Tauri. Lewis Hamilton, who we are presently on board with. We have Graz in the Ferrari, who is presently 4th in the championship. Tholtz, who can forget Tholtz, the iconic legend himself from Hungary. Well, he's not from Hungary, but we'll talk about that later. Mr. Tholtz, of course, had an amazing. He had an amazing Hungarian Grand Prix where he stole a win. We'll say that much. Rhapsody, of course, 2nd in this championship, hunting down Cody Lawrence. We're not going to debate this.
when Striff was asking, should I box, and we're like, no, Striff, stay up. And then it was, you should have boxed, like Tholtzman did.
My instinct was to box, and you told me not to box.
Well, you should not have listened to me.
Here's Hamilton beginning a lap here in Spa. I'm wondering if we're going to get any rain. We haven't had a serious weather report yet.
Like I said, I hope not.
Lewis Hamilton pushing down the Kemmel Straight, 326 kph nearly, coming through into the fast chicane of the Com, flowing through into Sector 2. Pushing now, utilizing not as much of the circuit as we've seen others do so. We've seen many drivers take off to that outside, I don't know what to call it, pavement, if you will.
It's like I don't know what to call it either. A guard strip or something. It's a bit like a curb.
Painted curb, we'll call it.
That's what and you could drive on it and not lose grip.
Now you have to align 3.
You have to line your car up perfectly on its strip. You can't be like on the grass halfway. Like you have to go all the way committed to it. So you have the left tires on the road and the right tires on the curb.
Here's Hamilton now pushing out of the bus stop chicane. Through to the line. There it is, a 43.480 to open it up, and we will see who is next to strike. Jacob in the Alpine will be next across the line with a potential time. Will it be good enough to take Lewis down? Yes, 42.991. Ruben.
His teammate just went for a big spin. Miu driving backwards on the track now. Cody just coming up to him.
Sails in a 42.474 for provisional pole. Saw Ruben, the South African, come through at the 43.052. Castleman's in with a medium compound run. 43.956 out of him this evening in the McLaren. Graz putting the Ferraris 1-2 at the moment as he crosses behind his teammate Sales. Tholtz into 3rd as Meaty fails to get a first valid run in. 42.675 coming out of Tholtzman. Maxim jumps into the front row on provisional status as he runs a 42.496. He's very tight to the rear of Sales. Just 0.21, 0.02 of a second separating the front two at the moment on this tower. Rhapsody, he is on a flyer as the Mercedes looks to get himself into prime position to take as many points as possible to fight against Cody Lawrence for this championship right now. 30 points of separation right now between them. It is a Mercedes Red Bull dogfight for the championship.
They had a bit of a. Actually, Cody was on that race. Rhapsody drove earlier in Tier 1 today. He had a very spicy race. Hopefully, gave him good practice for the race tonight.
Definitely a bonus. And you can see now Rhapsody, he's taking that offhand painted curb, pushing down through Puan, trying to hold things as tight as he can without extending onto the curbing. Blowing very nicely down through Sector 2. Pushing through the right, left. Trying to use a little bit of that curve without unsettling the car too much into a spin. And as now he comes through the right-hander into Sector 3. He sets it purple, 113.9 the split.
Coming through Butchermont now. Up to the bus stop chicane. He's going to have to really send it through these final two corners to join his teammate up at the front.
We have seen them run tight in qualifying throughout the season. Will today be another one? Yes. 42.347 out of the Brazilian. It is the Mercedes on provisional pole with 10 minutes remaining in the shootout.
It looks like Cody Lawrence is not setting a lap yet. He's opting to do one of his races where he starts from the back.
I did speak with him very briefly earlier, and he told me he wasn't going to do anything differently. And so what he's doing right now, chaining laps on the softs, doing some practice runs. It's not something uncommon for the now full-time Red Bull racer, as we're on board with Henners coming out of Kemmel, setting a purple Sector 1, the Williams racer here in a Tier 1 Americas appearance. Of course, full-time in the Tier 2 Americas division. He's stepped up the ladder to fill in tonight.
For Johnny Disco.
Williams, if I'm not mistaken, holding second in this championship on the Constructors' Battle. And they aren't far off in the combined either.
And for those who don't know, Henner's teammate Ruben introduced me and Striff together. Ruben introduced me to the MRL, where I met Striff. And now...
Ruben's no joke. Formerly a full-time MRL European Division driver when that was in Season 2. Or was it Season 3? I can't even remember now. We're here in Season 6. But of course, my most memorable moment, I'll say, with Ruben had to be his win around Monaco in the Ferrari. Jody Scheckter style. P2 for Henners. It's a 42.420. Henners will like that number.
Board with Ruben's on a lap. Mew Mew is on a lap right now. Aboard the Alpine driver.
Carefully navigating through into Sector 2 right now. He did set a purple Sector 1, but we know that the purple Sector 1s, or at the very least the purple sectors throughout a flying lap, are usually just representative of the fastest car presently on a lap, not necessarily the fastest car outright. Mew Mew pushing through now out of the tail end of Sector 2. Dago jumps into provisional pole, 42.323 ahead of Rhapsody. Rhapsody currently in the pit lane, will be looking to fire back, surely.
Looks like Ruben got a bit of a tow from Marco. Marco's son of goat. Both Williams teammates, but in separate cars tonight.
Mew Mew coming through into the final chicane. The Alpine to set a lap here in Spa. It's good for pole, 42.017. Excuse me. My purple sector theory has just been absolutely tossed out the window considering that lap. 42.017. 3/10 up on Dago. Rhapsody is on the move out of the pit lane now. Maxim, his teammate, is on a run.
This qualifying is really tight so far. 42's down the board. Basically 5 tenths separating the top 10, except for Mew Mew, who's 3 tenths clear of Dago.
It's a very large margin for Mew Mew at the moment.
Meaty is in the wall at Puan.
Maxim pushing through into Sector 3. Castleman, 5th quickest now as he does a soft run. Maxim on the move, looking to improve a 42.496. Looking to jump into that top 3. He has a mountain to move in that pole time, though.
Our fellow Canadian. Good enough for just barely off Mew Mew's time.
He
1.5
closes the
tenths
gap,
up.
but not enough. Rhapsody. He is on the move. We're going to see him cross the split into Sector 2 momentarily to see what is going on for the Mercedes, and he is up 8.
Never mind.
Well, he is not up anything at all any longer, as he has actually lost it on the way through the chicane. And the Brazilian not going to be thrilled about that. You can see Maxim actually weaving around him there.
Then the McLaren just behind Toltzman. I think he's on a lap. Using a lot of the curb. Oh, he's coming in. Toltzman ahead. Also coming into the pit lane.
Lewis Hamilton. Not clear. I don't believe he's flying at the minute. Not using any of that battery, so...
Yeah, just had a very interesting turn 1. He was all over the curb. Looks like he messed up the corner.
Very competitive session right now from first to 12th, less than 9 tenths. And Major Castleman has taken a 5-place grid penalty, for a collision
With his teammates.
Maxim B.
There's going to be some discussion in the Mercedes Discord about that after this race, I think, Stu.
Yeah, Major Castleman full-time for Mercedes in the Americas Tier 2 division, leading that championship, has just had a collision in a reservation position at McLaren with Maxim. 5-place grid penalty handed to
Did we both get it?
Major. I don't believe so.
I wonder who caused that. Well,
He was Hamilton showing flyer, and yeah, currently on an invalidated run. So we'll jump to Hewis. Good old Huey.
Huey. In his reserve Alfa Romeo. Going through no name
That
now.
was not on for the Alfa Romeo, I have to say. That was a poor run over the curb there. I don't think he was really slamming it, if you will. Graz, however, in the Ferrari is on a move or a push.
He's 100th down on his personal best. But here's where you can gain all the time through these corners.
Ozzy, the sector by sector specialist, as Graz with a snap coming through down the hill. He's blown the lap and he is not happy. He's gonna reset and go again. His teammate Sales on the move coming up the hill.
Yeah, it was a very strong qualifier.
Current separation for him to pole. 4.5 tenths. Purple sector 1 for the Ferrari. Miu Miu has begun another run in the Alpine, looking to extend his already solid lead. Bell's opting to not jump onto that paved curbing. A little bit loose coming down the hill there. Taking a lot of curb. Let's take a look at the split here. Oh, a big drift off the curb in there. He still has some improvement in hand. Enough to actually jump Castleman, albeit he'll do so regardless due to the penalty to the McLaren.
Miu Miu about to come to the sector 2 line. He's up 3 tenths on his lap.
Rhapsody on the move will jump to Miu Miu. He has a monster lap in hand right now. He just needs to come through the final chicane, keep it through the chicane, and come across that line to really put a dominant statement on that timing tower. Here we go. 41.675 Ghazi, 3.5 tenths nearly the improvement coming out of the Alpine. That's a massive. That's a massive lap. Fluffy Dave on the rear. Nearly into the rear there of him. Not sure who that was. It was Hewis Lamilton also in that group of cars.
I don't know what caused that. Like, Miu Miu was out of the way, off the racing line.
The session has now had the checkered flag drawn. We're going to take a look at Rhapsody. He's actually invalidated this run. P4 will be it for him, unless anybody has something to say about it. Maxim B currently pushing.
I don't think anybody is going to have anything to say about that lap strip.
Maxim holding 2.5 tenths nearly, coming out through sector 2. He's pushing through Rhapsody, giving him a little bit of a cheeky toe here. His night is done in the qualifying. That was tight.
Yeah, I thought that
was real tight.
You're coming to the bus stop chicane now, the Canadian. Staying tight to the right.
3 tenths the improvement, but it's not enough to get Miu Miu, and that is going to be a 41.859 for Maxim B. Front row for him. Gabux G not going to be finding any improvement. Fluffy Dave appearing to be on a flyer. However, could very well be that he was caught up in that issue through turn 1 and not able to really push. So I'm not clear. He may just be, yeah, his time very not going to be an improvement now, as I see. Hewis Lamilton, nothing in it, and that's going to be it, Ghazi. Nobody else.
He's taking over full time in the house. But yeah, it's going to be Miu Miu from pole, followed by Maxime and Sales and Castleman 4th, but he's going to have to take a 5-place grid penalty. So it's going to promote Dago and Rhapsody and Henner's a few positions.
Very, very interesting lineup here for this 13th round. Prediction in the chat. Will the pole sitter Miu Miu take the win here in Spa? 4 minutes left before the prediction closes. And welcome to everybody joining us here now at the end of qualifying. The grid has been established. My name's Stryfium. Joining me is Mr. Gazieg, the dynamic Canadian duo here.
As Councilman had dubbed us, the Canadian Tears or something. I don't know how to say that. The Canada Tours.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try that one. Mew Mew.
So Jeff Ritchie says he would bet 100K on Mew Mew crashing.
That's not a
I
very
think
nice
that's
thing
a.
to say.
It's
Mew
not
Mew
nice, but it's
in the
very
Alpine
possibly true.
on pole position here, Gazieg, with Maxim B lining up on the front row next to him. Of course, the Canadian, and we have Tholtz here representing our nation as well, but we can't play too much bias. Sales, the Finn, in third for
Actually, Mew
Ferrari.
Mew is Canadian as well, Striff.
Great.
Even though he has the Chinese flag for some reason.
Separation in the grid up through to 11th, less than a second. Welcome to Spa. It is a very, very serious race here. We've had some real interesting ones. I saw the amount of retirements in Tier 1 today was quite high.
Yeah, me and Biddle were talking about that. It's the Tier 1 tradition to drive into the pits, open the menu, go down to retire, and then that's it. CBA, go next.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate when that mentality takes root. Race has me a little bit nervous. What I am thankful for, though, Ghazi, is that we don't have any restarts yet today. No lobby issues. Knock wood. Knock wood. And we are now off into formation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 13th round of the America's Tier 2 Division for MRL Season 6. Mew Mew in the Alpine is here on pole position as we come up through Eau Rouge. Maxim B following him to line up on the front row to kick things off for this race. Sales in the Ferrari will start third. Dago will be in fourth. Rhapsody in fifth. Henners will start sixth. Boltzmann in seventh. Jacob in eighth. Castleman in ninth. And it's his teammate for the evening, Gabizim, rounding out the top 10, all on the softs. Graz will kick things off for the medium runners in 11th for Ferrari. We have, of course, Gabix G with us on the mediums as well, starting in 12th. Combined YouTuber here at Haas in reserve this evening. He's on the softs, and his teammate Fluffy Dave will be on the mediums in 14th. Ruben, the South African, in 15th position for Williams. Of course, he is on the mediums. He's looking to make something happen early on. Sidewinder 303 on the softs in 16th. Well, we'll just see what he's got cooking there. It's always the drivers on that reverse strategy or the bold strategy there in the rear that you want to keep an eye on. They have some potential to make up some good position through the medium runners. Hughes Lamilton, 17th on the mediums. We have Yaya Sanagoda on the mediums, 18th behind him, and it's Meaty 19th on the softs as well. With our now full-time Red Bull racer, Cody Lawrence, leading this championship, 30 points ahead of Rhapsody, starting in 20th. 15 positions between him and Rhapsody. Rhapsody in good position to get a good points margin, or at the very least, to catch up the points margin to Cody Lawrence, Ghazi.
I'm sure he won't be P20 for long. Lap 1, he'll be probably around P15. And then by the end of this race, he'll be in the podium positions, surely.
Don't underestimate the circuit that we are attending this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the drivers are taking position on the grid. And boy, oh boy, what a grid it is. We are here for the Belgian Grand Prix round 13. It is Spa Francorchamps, of course. It's time to go racing. The lights.
Can't wait, Chris. 2,
3, 4, 5 red lights here in Belgium. Welcome to the race. We are away, and it is going to be a good start for Maxim B. Already looking at Mew Mew coming through into turn one. How do things go? He's trying to get a switch back on the inside. Dago is there. Getting tied up a little bit. There's a few position exchanges through the middle of the field. Rhapsody and Tholtzman coming wheel to wheel up Eau Rouge. Are either driver going to yield? No. Man, oh man, Rhapsody right now exposed to Gabism. He's lost a couple of positions here, the Brazilian. Not an ideal start as Dago is hunting down Maxim B, looking for that inside. As we come into the chicane, he's still there, trying to wrap things around. He has a bit of wheel spin and loss of grip. He gets things corrected. Wow, what a shaky start for that Alfa Romeo. Still, however, hunting down Maxim now. Another lunge up the inside. Looking for P2. What an aggressive overtake there coming out of Dago, but it's hard racing. He gets it done.
Dago in P2 now.
Gabux G, Castleman. Gabux G very wide here. Castleman sneaking through on the inside now. Will take 10th. Fluffy Dave, Sidewinder. We're on the rear of Graz here with a little bit of a desync and or...
Spin. He's in the wall kind of, but he broke his wing.
No visible damage on my end here. Sails under threat from Tholtz here. Less than 2/10. Rhapsody's in it as well in 6th.
And just getting out of the way for people.
It's a very hard charging field right now. Combined YouTuber trying to find a way through on Gabux G.
Yeah, there's chaos going on at the back right now, Striff. Graz is an AI car, blocking up many people. Cody Lawrence up to the P15.
Jacob losing out to Castleman here as he tried to get things done with Gabism. Now it's a drag race to the hill. These two not giving way here. Are they going to go wheel to wheel up the hill? Yes, they are. This is scary, and it's going to be off track a touch for Jacob. Castleman gets 8th.
I can't believe they're both still alive after going side by side through there. And somehow they both came out of it.
Lewis Hamilton, Cody Lawrence, 14th position for the Red Bull. He's doing work. We're on lap 2, and he started this race in 20th. You called it, and you said after lap 1 he'd be in around 15th. I'd say you weren't far off at all.
My YouTuber
did have a flying
spin from Gablox. The AlphaTauri.
That's bad news coming through the middle of this field.
Oh no, Combine smashed into the spinning AlphaTauri. He has no front wing on that Haas. Gablox has serious side pod damage now.
Sidewinder having to take evasive action on the rear of that Haas as Lewis Hamilton looks to get through on the inside, and he has to get out of the way. Now exposed to Fluffy Dave. Those soft tires on Sidewinder are going to really start to wear down soon enough for these medium runners to break through. They're within DRS range, and realistically, there's a couple of large trains in this grid right now. We look at Ruben charging up a move here on Dave.
After we saw his teammate, Dave's teammate, getting his wing completely
smashed. Big lunge coming out of Ruben. Through on the inside, coming out of the chicane. And he is going to take that 14th position from Dave coming in to start the 3rd lap of this race.
Combined going into the pit lane to fix his front wing.
Mew Mew under threat now as DRS has become active for these racers. Dago primed and ready to go. He is. Rear wing open, left hand side ahead now of the Alpine. Nothing that Mew Mew can do. X and B trying to hold along as Tholtz and Sales have an exchange for 4th. Sidewinder, Cody Lawrence. A little bit of an exchange between Red Bulls here. Cody Lawrence potentially with a little bit of damage on that front end. Nothing visible from my view, but it does look like he's experiencing a little bit of performance loss in that Red Bull, and he'll be wanting to see a safety car soon enough, I'm sure. Rhapsody within 2.5 of Sales. 6th position for him. He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's got to close the gap to Cody. Right now, Cody in out of the points, but not for long. Sales going completely off track there. Might have taken a warning.
Rhapsody, I'm sure, with a lot of fans that want to see him really close that championship gap to Cody. Right now, 30 points is the
I even
gap.
want to see it. Everyone wants to see it. We want a very close championship as possible.
We have a yellow flag. Gabux G with an issue through out of Sector 3. Hewis Lamilton and Ruben wheel to wheel through the chicane. Hewis getting 13th from the South African. Fluffy Dave now looking to potentially capitalize on that battle.
Ruben coming back at Hewis. He's going to go ahead into turn 1. But I don't know if that was the right move, Striff, because now Hewis is going to have the DRS. He's going to have right behind it, Ruben.
Dave looking for a way through here. He backs
Sales
out of it.
By Rhapsody.
Back to Ruben. Under threat from Hewis, who has Dave. Sidewinder and Cody Lawrence, they exchange. It could be
Teammate
3 wide. Oh, Dave has to pull out here. Ruben and Hewis wheel to wheel. There's contact. Dave narrowly avoiding Ruben. And that is not good for the Williams fans of Ruben.
Yeah, he went for a spin.
Clarence holding 7 and 8 right now. Castleman doing a good job here in reserve. Jacob following him in the Alpine.
Castleman here to support. Trying to catch his teammate for the day, Gabazum.
Yeah, Santa Goat with an issue in the other AlphaTauri. Now we've seen both AlphaTauris with issues.
It's a sad day for AlphaTauri fans like Macau. Looks like Fluffy Dave and Hewis might exchange positions coming up at the bus stop. Hewis going a bit defensive, but Dave doesn't even need to use the battery and he's still catching him. Hewis going off track there.
Rhapsody throwing down a 45-4 to really show that he's not screwing around. He's in 5th position right now. He got ahead of Sales. He's within range of Tholtz. We're looking at Dave now, punching through the inside. A little bit of an extension through turn 1 there, but he will hold 12th for the moment. We're going to jump to Mew.
It's going to happen again.
Mew looking at Dago. Yeah. Meanwhile, behind him, Rhapsody gets Tholtz for 4th. Now Rhapsody running 3-4 with Maxim. Maxim in the train for lead of this race, and Rhapsody showing a ton of pace right now. 1.7 the gap.
Mercedes has come to join this party at the front, and it's not good for Dago and Mew. Mew wanting to put a stamp. Even though he's new to this tier, he still wants to badly win and beat these Mercedes cars. Maxime behind the Alpine right now.
Combined YouTuber and Hanner is with a bit of a questionable exchange, or at least from the POV that I had of that one, where the big light bulb and question mark goes above your head.
He put you into alert. Castleman and Gabazum are so close right now.
I wonder if there's any communication between this pair at the moment, considering Castleman's a full-time Mercedes driver.
I don't think there's going to be any teamwork between them. Problem is, Gabazum's going to have the DRS from Sales.
Take a look at Mew right now. He'll be first in this line of cars with a potential opportunity to overtake, as Dago will not have DRS here, and it's Mew's opportunity. Dago cruising off to that inside now, trying to give him the squeeze now around the outside into the chicane. Dago goes a little bit deeper, and he's going to hold it for now. Maxim B right on the rear of the Alpine.
Yeah, Striff, you know what this is? This is one of those moments where Maxime has the popcorn. He just has to hang back and hope that these two get into it with each other.
Maxim so is fine with this because Rhapsody is going to close in as well, and it's going to give them a bit more of a team opportunity to do some work here against the Alpine, against the Alfa Romeo.
Dago and Mew Mew have to make a new partnership because Maxime and Rhapsody are going to be teaming up behind them.
Well, the chain has been linked here. You can see Rhapsody is within that 1 second mark to really get in and tight with Maxim B.
Tails seems to have lost out to Gabazum and Castleman. And now Jacob is next, probably. Castleman all over the back of Gabazum. And he's going to go ahead of the McLaren teammate. Up into P6.
McLean.
Jacob also going. Sales is boxing actually this lap.
All right. Maxim B. It's a big train right now through to Tholtz from Dago. So the top 5 right now are linked together. Mew Mew utilizing that battery. The rear wing going to come wide open now as Maxim B follows him. He's going to go for a move on Dago. Dago just sticking it on the inside right now, and Mew Mew is going to blow by Maxim B. Watches on as Dago again. So much confidence in that Alfa Romeo threw up that inside line. He goes late on the brakes. We had a clear view of it coming off of Maxim B's onboard there.
I thought Maxime might send it there, but he decided to stay polite and stay back.
It's definitely a safe call. Ruben and Sales now with an exchange of Sales out on the fresh rubber. Yeah. A 43.795. Fastest lap. He's done that on a set of softs. Currently lap 7 out of 22 in this race, and we have a solid train right now from 1st to 4th. Bolts falling off just a touch there. Gabazum under threat from Jacob, less than 3/10. The McLaren, he's about to come under fire from Jacob. And Dago still applying good pressure to Mew Mew to hold things for a potential switch once again.
Maxime boxing.
Okay, so an undercut attempt here coming out of Maxim. Will be the first of the 2 Mercedes to come in for the tire swap.
It's going to be medium tires, of course, for the Mercedes. A quick stop for the Mercedes team. Castleman, no, Gabazum coming in as well, and Jacob, and I think. Yeah, just Gabazum.
Utilizing that battery right now. We have a yellow flag. That's Yaya in sector 2. Mew Mew under threat here. You can see Dago sold him a dummy right now. Mew Mew loses out to Dago with a very neat move there from Dago to fake Mew Mew. He showed outside and he went inside. Mew Mew went for the move to cut him off, but it was far too late.
It's often to see moves like that work out.
Beautifully played from the Alfa Romeo.
Now Dago leads this race. Rhapsody coming to join the party. But will he be joining his teammate in boxing this lap?
I think it might be early. I do. But we'll find out in just a few moments as we've now had a pit lane retirement coming out of the AlphaTauri camp. It's Santa Goat out of this race.
The car is too damaged to continue, I think.
Do we see a pit come out of the top 2, or do we see this dogfight go on?
This battle is on still, and they're both going. Will Rhapsody follow? Rhapsody follows them in, and Tholtzman,
it's going to be a full soft switch over now as we see if Sidewinder makes it a complete. Yes,
and
he
then
does.
Cody goes into the lead of this race. The Red Bull driver P1 right now. His good friend Fluffy Dave coming into P2.
Pit lane exit critical for Mew Mew. He has a bit of a slide there. He struggles, and he's actually come out into traffic. Dago gets 2 cars out in front of him, and that is not what you want to be doing if you're Mew Mew fighting against Dago for a potential race win. Yeah, but it's not for long.
Look at this. He's going to go front on Maxime.
This is scary. Very scary.
He was going
Dago really dropping.
Maxime was just gonna go through,
A little bit of
taking
contact,
advantage of
opening
the
a door
opportunity.
here. You can see now from the Alpine around the outside of Maxim, Mew Mew not giving in.
And Maxime's got the inside line now, but then it's gonna switch back, and Mew Mew has the line, but Maxime stays ahead.
Holy smokes, what a battle coming out of Maxim versus Mew Mew right now as Dago and Hewis
And look,
Lamilton.
Rhapsody behind Mew Mew. Mew Mew's got to find a way to get past Maxime before Rhapsody can do anything.
Look at this, Dago around the outside of his teammate. Hewis Lamilton, a bit of a snap and spin there coming out of him. He corrects the car.
Well,
Maxim
Striff,
B.
Hewis is actually part of the Mercedes camp as well. He's a Mercedes full-time driver for AM Tier 2. Castleman's teammate.
Oh, wait, one thing.
Media's out of this race.
Dago blew by him.
Safety car.
Oh my. This is
Once again,
absolutely massive. Cody
Cody
Lawrence
diving
on
into
the
the pit
way
lane.
in. And this is huge for his race. Fluffy Dave will also benefit. Dago not going to be happy about this, and he will be staying out, which will give him lead of this race.
Every race, Cody, the safety car merchant, comes out just when he needs it.
He's still going to lose some significant position, but
He's going
it
soft to the
definitely
end.
helped him.
Hewis and Fluffy Dave also going.
Dago, Maxim B, Mew Mew, your top three right now. Maxim started this race in second. Now he finds himself in second on lap 10 behind the safety car. Mew Mew down 2 slots from where he began things in pole. Dago, he's having a great race. He's up 3 slots. He's leading things right now behind the safety car. Cody Lawrence, the biggest gainer in this race, 11 positions for him. And that is very consistent with his race history.
And it's also really good for Fluffy David Hewis. Softs will have a major advantage over the medium tires. Ruben also getting the soft tires, and Graz's AI car. Graz actually DNF'd earlier in the race, and this AI is still driving somehow. But for this restart, it will be Dago from Maxime from Mew Mew.
A wild race so far. We're just about halfway through it. We have our first safety car of any capacity this evening.
Everyone, get your drinks and get ready. It's gonna be a crazy restart.
I agree with you. I've seen some wild restarts around here as well. It's all up to Dago. He'll be large and in charge as we look to go green flag racing for lap 12.
Lap 11 gonna be run on the safety car. So this is gonna be tough for Rhapsody, with Cody on the fresh softs, and down all in P9.
He needs to make the most of those tires early on.
Jeffrey in the chat reporting that the tires will be faster all the way up until the last lap strip.
Have to see how that works out for him. We've seen already the ability of the DRS here in Spa. and drivers with their ability to make switchbacks and things like this work lap after lap, exchanging positions. We saw it with Mew Mew and Dago lap after lap for, I think they had 3 exchanges of the lead.
Gabok's opting to box for the soft tires. Ruben for mediums.
I think that Ruben going for mediums, good call. Not sure. I think softs. I think no matter what they want to do, it's a good call. Really, fresh tires. They don't really lose any track position doing it. We're about to cross that sector 2-3 split. We should get the race control notification that we're on the way in very shortly. There we have it. Safety car on the way in. The light is out. Dago really slows things down to a consistent crawl here. Everybody getting their weave on. Trying to get some temp into those tires. That safety car really far away now coming into the chicane, and this really reminds me of, there he goes, Dago gone. He says bye-bye. He catches Maxim by nearly 8/10. Mew Mew
as well.
got caught as well. Rhapsody got absolutely caught. And that is a huge restart coming out of Dago. 1.2 tenths.
Mew Mew looking at Maxime already,
Holy
though.
smokes, Maxim B really not in good position here. He's immediately under threat from the Alpine.
Mew Mew gonna have a massive run out the Kimmel Straight. Just preparing for it. And it's gonna be an easy overtake for the Alpine. Not much Maxime can do about it. So that's to hold the inside line and hope. Rhapsody behind watching this, nothing he can do about it. Let's see Cody Lawrence, unable to get anything done on the restart.
That was a clinical restart coming
Here
out of
comes
Dago.
Cody, going for it on Castleman around the outside of Lecom. Coming up to Noni, now he's going to push his Red Bull ahead, but Castleman comes out ahead. Castleman taking advantage of that line. Cody gonna have massive advantage with the tires.
Mew Mew's had an issue. He's looking the other way. He's gonna fly down the order here.
Yeah, he went for a spin. It's now Dago leading from Maxime from Rhapsody. Looks like
race.
Cody's gonna go for the move on Castleman here.
Castleman very tight to the rear of Jacob here as well. He doesn't want to just defend. He wants to attack here. He doesn't want to waste any time. But look at this speed coming off the softs. The grip on exit just so much right now in comparison to the mediums. He's going to launch his way through up that inside. Find the grip on exit once again. And that's 7th now for Cody Lawrence.
Yeah. He has Jacob next. The next target on his hit list.
Castleman firing up that ERS. He's really utilizing that overtake, and he's just right on the rear of the Red Bull. Cody Lawrence breaks off to the inside, giving him a squeeze. Are we going to see a lunge coming out of the McLaren? We are, just a bit, but Cody Lawrence extending just ever so much ahead to hold on to 7th. Cody Lawrence wanting now to navigate through 6th position. And he really is the driver to watch right now. He's about to put on what I believe to be a clinic of overtaking here in Spa.
He thought about the move coming to Puan, seeing if the door was open, but it wasn't. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, Striff.
Well, he's following along. He's trying to apply pressure. 2/10 the gap between this pair of racers for 6th. Cody Lawrence now
Here he
ever
comes.
close. He's looking for a way through. Jacob wants the inside. Cody Lawrence deep through now. A lunge coming back through around the inside. Bit of a drag race now, trying to find more traction here on the softs on exit. He's going to extend just a bit ahead now around the outside for the Red Bull for 6th position. Does he get it done? He does.
Holtzman next. I can't wait till he reaches the Mercedes.
Looking to fire back potentially here. He does have DRS. He's got Castleman on his rear. The tight train here behind 6th. Gabby's
going ahead.
Drops the position, yeah.
Cody Lawrence's teammate in P9.
Ruben and combined. Bit of an issue there for Ruben. He's wheel to wheel. He's gone and had a bit of contact with Gabix G here at the back end of the field. Holtz. He's the next target for Cody Lawrence here. 5th position now, looking like it is soon to be in the hands of the Red Bull as Ruben picks up 3 seconds, joining Dave here in this race.
Sidewinder only has 2 points on the season. Right now sitting in P9. That would add 2 more points to his collection if he can finish this way. Cody's going to have a massive run on Thultz here. We'll see how much Thultzman tries to defend it. Cody going to go for it down the out, taking the outside line like he's been used to.
A big lunge back through into the chicane, and this is what we saw him do last lap to Jacob.
Now Sales next. Rhapsody right behind his teammate up ahead.
He really is taking him down the order one by one. He's just dragging them behind him as he climbs the ladder. You have to keep in mind here, not only is he doing that, but he's holding the train together.
Look at Rhapsody going for the move on his teammate. Maxime getting out of the way.
Valtteri, is that you?
Yeah. Valtteri moment right there. Yep, Maxime, it's James.
.6 seconds the gap right now between Dago and Rhapsody. Dago, a monumental safety car restart, I have to say, has given him such an advantage in this race now.
In the Mercedes garage, they're shaking with the Red Bull behind them right now. They're like, what? He got past. They're like, he got past Sales.
That's a retirement. That might be another safety car. Here it is. That's Ruben. Ruben Mock, ladies and gentlemen. The South African in the Williams has retired the car at the beginning of Sector 3. And we have our second safety car of the evening. And Dago, who was leading this race, has flown into the pit lane, handing Rhapsody, the Brazilian in the Mercedes, second in this championship, lead of this race on lap 16 on the 6-lap old mediums.
Is it a mistake from the Mercedes cars both staying out, or did they make the right decision?
I don't know. I don't know, and I think it's wild because we're seeing Cody Lawrence jump into the pit lane here. He's actually going to exit in 7th, and he was doing some mountain moving a few moments ago, and he's going to have to do some more mountain moving once the safety car comes in, and he's not going to have nearly as much of a window to do it in such a DRS fueled circuit, especially through this Sector 1.
The US has cycled into a great position in P5, leader of the soft runners. Yeah, and Rhapsody's going to have a massive gap of cars in between him and Cody Lawrence. Might have been the right idea to stay out.
Everybody is going to be alerted to the potential safety car shenanigans that we can see. And we saw Dago play a beautiful safety car restart. He had a very consistent pace. He just got his weave on, as I mentioned at the time. He was holding things nice and light on the throttle, and as soon as that safety car entered the pit lane, he gunned it, and he caught everybody behind him in a very, very good way, giving himself nearly a second and a half coming into the second sector on that restart lap.
Yeah, he caught the whole grid by surprise, but now it's all for naught. He's down at P6 behind Lewis Hamilton.
I don't think it's all for naught, because the tire advantage that he will have is still going to be great. However, he is going to be in a unique situation where he has to battle against Cody Lawrence. But it's very possible him and Lewis are in communication. And
Lewis is a member of the Mercedes team.
You never know. You never know. Been a crazy race. Lap 16, about to be 17 out of 22. We're probably going to be going back to green flag racing on lap 18, giving us a 5-lap shootout to the end.
I think Cody's just not taking seriously, like trying to seriously win. He's trying to have fun out there, do some overtakes.
I think he races to win.
But also to have fun, mostly.
I think he races to win, but he likes to make it a challenge for himself. I don't think he likes to find himself off the podium, especially when he's representing a Red Bull reminiscent of his favorite driver.
Well, we have our good friend in the chat, Mr. Yoda Striff, the Jedi Master.
Ciao, Bello. Good day to Mr. Yoda, or good evening to Mr. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. That's correct.
Good morning.
Hope he's had his coffee today. Cody leading this championship, 30 points ahead of Rhapsody.
Officially. Rhapsody, however, in a very good position to do something about it tonight. You know, he could always, call Toto, relay a message to Maxime, have Maxime drop the anchor, really do some... Well, I like to say Checo Perez defending, but it is a Mercedes. We know what Valtteri Bottas' defending was like last or Lewis. It wasn't like Perez. Safety car on the way in.
Hopefully Hughes can stay clean and not get in the way of this battle.
Rhapsody getting a really wide weave on here.
Yeah, he's definitely getting his weave on.
He's getting his...
Warming up the tires as best he can.
He's getting his weave, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
He's away. He has
Did he go?
He is gone. And Dago has not missed out on anything. Nobody realistically has. It's not what we saw coming out of Dago.
Everyone's ready for it this time.
But Maxim B here. Nearly 8/10 the separation. Not
Cody
really
already
a good
looking at Dago.
Kane.
Cody going side by side with that.
Oh,
he has
my, Dago threw on the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton now separating Cody Lawrence and Dago, and that was wild to see on the onboard of Cody Lawrence there.
And will Hughes come back at Dago? Did he not like that move?
I don't know, but that was scary to say the least. And right now, Cody Lawrence within 3/10.
He was looking for it, but he backs out of it. Up ahead, Dago, right behind Gabizem. He's gonna go for it. They call him, but he's gonna sail almost wide, but still stay ahead.
He's got the softs doing a lot of work for him right now.
The fresh softs, a massive advantage over those used mediums.
Cody Lawrence. I don't know if he bumped Hughes there, but it certainly looked like he did.
I don't know. Hughes is trying to get past Gabizem now, but Cody is right behind the two of them.
Cody Lawrence with a mountain move here, and Hughes Lamilton on the 7-lap-old softs. You can see he's just holding tight formation with Gabizem there. Dago within a tenth of Doltz.
Look at this. He's going to go down the inside like Cody was doing earlier. But no, he's going to fake it and go outside. I mean, inside. Sorry.
The great move from Dago, and he gets Doltz. Hughes Lamilton is putting up a huge defense against Cody Lawrence right now. Big lunge coming out of Cody Lawrence. I don't know if Hughes saw him. He had no options there to do anything about it. Cody Lawrence gets through into 6th.
Will Hughes come back and try to get the re-overtake?
Maxim B closing in on Rhapsody right now on the older tires. Looking like he might even take a position off his teammate here. He drops throttle into the chicane. And potentially team orders at play.
Yeah, the Mercedes pit wall was on the button. Maxime.
You know, I would just say as a Canadian, I don't see Maxim doing it, but if he stole a win out of the Mercedes camp in any capacity, I would find that absolutely hysterical.
I hope it happens. I was telling Rhapsody, we want to see when are you going to let Maxime win one.
He's not in a position where he can afford to, given the 30-point deficit right now to the championship leader that's currently looking for a move on Gabizem. Looking now to the inside for 5th. Gabizem slams the brakes. Cody Lawrence coasts ahead. And that's 5th position locked in for the Red Bull. There you go on the hunt, looking for Mercedes.
Yeah, he's hungry and he has Mercedes on the menu, on the appetite.
Maxim beat the rear of the two. Nearly contact coming out of the Alfa Romeo. A snap coming out of the rear on exit out of the chicane. DRS is now online. And it is a huge snap to the inside for Dago. And he just absolutely mugs Maxim B of a position there. Rhapsody's next.
Got his pockets stolen from. Dago going for Rhapsody next. It's going to be the Alfa Romeo to the lead of this race. Rhapsody getting out of the way. Both Mercedes cars. Dago leading now.
Cody Lawrence into 4th position.
He's been called in the chat Dagoat at the moment.
Tell you something. Cody Lawrence is locked in on Maxim B, and pretty soon we're going to have a fight between the championship leaders on track. Hughes Lamilton dropping position to Fluffy Dave now, looking for a way back through to get back into 9th, holding with wheels locked. That is scary, very scary. It's still fronts to rears now, but Fluffy Dave, but there's contact. Graz, now Graz's AI. Graz's AI has been involved. There's been a huge crash, and that is a yellow flag and a complete wing loss for the Graz AI.
Oh my God, Striff. Are you surprised? Here comes Cody Lawrence on Maxime for the last podium position.
We're on lap 20 out of 22, about to cross into the penultimate lap of this race. Dago, Rhapsody, Cody Lawrence are presently your top 3 into the chicane. Maxim B, he's got limited options here to catch up with Cody Lawrence. He needs to maintain DRS. Dago flying with a 43.654 here.
Take past this lap. Also, he wants full points this race.
Sales looking for Tholtz. Sales. 4/10, 3/10, the gap closing. Half the battery for Sales. Just ahead, Cody Lawrence now. He is going to have an opportunity to overtake Rhapsody here. Rhapsody, 11 lap old mediums versus Cody Lawrence now. Cody Lawrence around the outside.
Exchange positions. Cody taking it to P2. Behind, Jacob gets past Toltzman. Gabbox is retired from this race. In the pit lane. It's Dago leading from Cody Lawrence. Rhapsody P3. Maxime down in P4. And Sales, the Ferrari driver, in P5. The penultimate lap of this race.
Noticed coming into the chicane there at a camel, Cody went deep. Rhapsody tried to capitalize on it. Cody with a snap back into the circuit, and it looked quite odd, but I think it ended up being okay.
Will Cody be able to catch Dago? Cody has no battery left to play with.
Dave ahead of Gabism now. Looking to fight back right now. Gabism on the outside. Looking for a line through. He's going to have a lunge. A little bit of a tap. A little bit of a touch there between the pair. Final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Dago leads it. 1 second the margin to Cody Lawrence, who has Rhapsody within 1, and he's going to have that DRS up Camel. But is it going to be enough to do anything about the Red Bull, who's looking to extend his lead over Rhapsody?
Just took a 3-second penalty on the final lap of this race. He was running so well.
Here goes Rhapsody. This is huge. Rhapsody now into second position ahead of Cody Lawrence.
Cody saw it coming. He was prepared. He's going to go for the move. He's going to try to get ahead of Rhapsody still. Stay on board with Cody.
Not a lot of ERS right now for Cody, but neither for Rhapsody. And this is going to bring it to the absolute end. And something else I noticed here, Rhapsody has a flashing fuel light. And could we see him run out of fuel near the end of this race? That would be horrendous for the Mercedes fans in this one.
I agree with Jeffrey in the chat. Dago is probably my driver of the day. What about for you, Striff?
Well, he's made up 3 positions. He's held a solid lead. He had an amazing safety car restart on the first safety car. I think that Dago definitely a solid call here. Rhapsody, big question. Is he going to run out of fuel? Cody Lawrence.
Here comes Cody. It looks like he has run out of fuel. Or
late on the brakes. It's wheel to wheel. He's trying to find some power here.
No, Cody Lawrence. Out of fuel. Look how slow he's going.
What a finish to this race. Dago takes the win here in Spa. Cody Lawrence in second, and Rhapsody finishes third behind his championship rival. Just shy of half a second.
Rhapsody in P3, out of fuel in the Red Bull, but it looks like the car's magically found fuel again, coming up the hill very fast. What a race, Striff. Dago winning. An amazing race from Dago, leading from Cody Lawrence, who went last to second. The Mercedes pair coming 3 and 4. Jacob and Sales in P5 and P6. Go through the rest of the grid when we see the final results.
Wild race.
A wild finish also. To see Dago make those moves for the win. Well-deserved win. And he's doing his dance on the podium.
What a race. What a finish to that one. That's a great week of racing here around Spa. Dago, 4th to 1st, takes the win. Cody Lawrence, 20th to 2nd. He beats out Rhapsody, who started in 5th. We saw 2 safety cars in this race, and that's your podium. Maxim B 4th, Jacob in 5th, Sales 6th, Thultz in 7th, Gabazim 8th, combined YouTuber in 9th, and it's Sidewinder that rounds out your points finishers. And Graz 43056, not sure if it was him or his AI that got the fastest lap, but at the very least it's not within the top 10. That point won't be awarded. Great race overall. Big
what a
shout
race
out to everybody that came through to watch that one. Big shout out to everybody that came through to race that one. And big shout out to you, Gazi, for joining me to commentate that one.
Also, big shout out to you, Striff. We can't leave you out.
Well, it was a fun race. That's going to wrap it up for us this evening for our round 13 coverage of America's Tier 1. We're going to be back next week with a very, very wild campaign, of course. We're going to be going to, well, the Netherlands. It's going to be Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix. And we'll have to just see you then. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.